guys, it's Jess and welcome to today's video. Today is going to be the start of something new. Sorry for that High School Music reference, but today is going to be the start of me talking about books because I do love books, and I've been recently watching a lot of like booktubers videos, and I've gotten like really inspired to like read more and also like talk about what I've been reading. So I thought I would do that today for you guys, show you guys what I've been reading and show you guys what I just picked up at the library. I am outside and there is a bird like right over here and he's chirping away, so sorry if you guys hear any like weird sounds including like planes, because I'm outside. This has the best lighting. I'm sorry. This is what we're gonna do. So to start off, I'm gonna show you guys the books that I just finished reading. These are the Uninvited and Unleashed books by Sophie Jordan. So I've got them here. Funny story about these. I actually got these from my school library back in, let's check, I believe it was November. Yep, November 8th. Like, oh wow, I'm so bad, but it took me forever to read these and I just kept renewing them and I wouldn't actually read them like for no reason other than like I just didn't have time. I ended up taking them home with me for the summer because I just didn't have time to return them again, and I was like, you know, I'm gonna read these, and I actually really liked them. I'd already read like halfway through the first one, which is Uninvited, and I really did like it, and then I ended up finishing Unleashed last night. Overall, I really like the series. It was recommended by another YouTuber. I forget who it was. I overall liked the story. I liked the character. I thought the main character Davy was very like dimensional, and it was just a very good story. Basically, it takes place in a dystopian society where they are testing for a new gene type of deal. It's called HTS, and if you have this gene, it means you're predetermined to be a killer or to be like homicidal and just like all these scary things in the world that we, I guess, as a society now have been trying to prevent but haven't really figured out a way to do this. But these books delve into the idea that if there was a way to figure out who was going to do the crimes, we could incarcerate them or do something with them before it actually happened. Basically, they end up taking all of the carriers who have the HTS and separating them from society into camps and everything. And the first book goes over the fact that Davy is in school and she gets tested for HTS because all of the kids are getting tested now, and she's this like very Mary Sue like prime girl person who has a boyfriend on the football team and all this stuff, and she ends up getting it, and so all of her friends like basically disown her. Her family is just like, I don't know what to do with you, and she ends up getting taken away to this special camp called Mount Haven where they're supposed to be taking care of them and kind of teaching them things, and basically it's better than the detention camps that the other carriers are being sent to. So the people that are sent to these camps have special talents. Hers is music. She ends up meeting this guy named Sean, Gil, Sabine, and just all these other characters. There is also a love romantic plot to the first book is all for Sean, and then the second book she like leaves Sean because like she gets shot, spoiler, and she ends up meeting Caden, and then they end up like having a thing. So it's like a love triangle between them, and by the second book you're like, I really want Caden to win, but by the end of the first book you're like, oh my god, but Sean. And so I'm not gonna spoil who she ends up with, but I really liked the love triangle plot. I do have a couple negative things to say about her. Her character near the second book just got kind of annoying, and I know she was like going through a lot of stuff, like she kills a man or a couple. She's just kind of annoying. She gets kind of just annoying to deal with, and that's just my personal opinion, but I was just like, okay. And the second book also gave me a very Host vibe to it. They're in a sealed place underground where they're hiding from people, and I do like that. I thought it was good, but that's the vibe it gave me. But I definitely recommend these books if you haven't read them already. Pretty quick reads. I finished Unleashed, the second one, in like a couple days, so it was a very quick read, but I'm glad I read them, and I'm glad I finally finished them. It took forever. So earlier today I also headed to the library because I've been on a reading kick, like I said, and so I decided to last night go on Goodreads and find out all these good books that I was gonna read, and then come to realize that all of the libraries around me, and I have multiple, none of them had like the majority of the books that I was looking for. They had like the sequels, but not the first one, which is weird and random, but oh well. So I went to my local library, just kind of looked around to find books that I liked. I went into the YA section and I found a couple really good books, so I thought I would show them to you. I ended up getting 5 books right here. Let me turn them around. 5 books because I ended up reading the summaries and I thought they sounded really interesting, and so they are due the day after I leave for my summer camp job. So my goal is to have all of these finished by by then, but I'll just go over them real quickly to show you guys what I got. So the first one I picked up is Shattered Blue by Lauren Bird Horowitz, and this one sounded really interesting. I'll just read you guys the summaries of them real quick. It says, can love span worlds? For Noah and Callum, being together is dangerous, even deadly. From the start, 16-year-old Noah senses the mysterious transfer student to her Monterey boarding school is different. Callum unnerves and intrigues her, and even as she struggles through family tragedy, she's irresistibly drawn to him. Soon they are bound by his deepest secret. Callum is fae, banished from another world after a loss hauntingly similar to her own. This, I think, has to do with fairies. That's fae, so yeah. I like very like fantasy set in modern world books, so I thought that this sounded good and like that. The next book I picked up was A Beautiful Dark by Jocelyn Davies, and the summary basically goes over that on the night of Sky's 17th birthday, she meets two enigmatic strangers, complete opposites like fire and ice. Asher is dark and wild, while Devon is fair and aloof. Their sudden appearance sends Sky's life into a tailspin. She has no idea what they want or why they seem to follow her every move, only that their presence coincides with a flurry of strange events. Blah, 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 blah. Sounded like a romantic YA paranormal novel, and that's what I've been feeling lately, so that's why I got this one. The cover's really pretty, so I thought that would be fun to read. The next one I got was Carrier of the Mark by I think it's Lee Fallon. This is the first book I actually found because I really liked the cover. Then I read the summary and it sounded really good. So when Megan Rosenberg moves to Ireland, that's basically why I picked it up, because I'm like, oh, Ireland, cool. Everything in her life seems to fall into place. After growing up in America, she's surprised to find herself feeling at home in her new school. She connects with a group of friends, and she's instantly drawn to darkly handsome Adam DeReese. But Megan is about to discover that her feelings for Adam are tied to a fate that was sealed long ago, and that their passion and power that brought them together could be their ultimate destruction. I thought this one sounded interesting. And I also noticed that in all of those three books that I just showed you guys, there's always the female protagonist on there with her like chin up like this, and then this, and then this. And I don't know if that's why I picked them like subconsciously, because I don't know, but I just thought it was funny that they were all just like this. I guess that's like a popular pose for book covers. I don't know. The rest of them don't have that, so that's why I pointed it out. This was actually the book that I found online that I thought would be interesting to read, and that this was like the only one that they actually had that I researched that was at my library. So I forgot the name of it, and then I ended up coming across it, so I'm like, okay, I have to get this now. It's fate. And that is Once a Witch by Carolyn McCullough. I don't know, I'm sorry. This one sounded really interesting. I really like witchy stuff, like books and like fiction and stuff about witches. I think it's very interesting, so I picked it up, of course. And it says, Tasman Green comes from a long line of witches, and on the day she was born, her grandmother proclaimed that she would be one of the most talented among them. Now 17 years later, she spends most of her time at boarding school in Manhattan, where she can at least pretend to be normal, but during the summers, she's forced to return home and work at her family's bookstore. And then basically a guy that works at New York University comes in thinking that she is her older sister who actually has magic, because I guess Tasman doesn't, and something happens. So we're gonna find out what happens. Looks fun, and the cover's really pretty. I'm really attracted to pretty covers. I know it's like, don't judge a book by its cover, but like, you kind of can, because some of them are really beautiful. And the last one I got is called The Graces by Laura Eve, and this cover was like super beautiful. I saw it, left it, then came back to it and picked it up because I was just like, I want to read it because it's just really pretty. And I'm so superficial, apparently. Basically, the outline here, it says a summary, but it's like split by person, and it basically says how they're all like mythical beings or whatever, and they're cool, everyone loves the Graces, blah, blah, blah. And then the last part, it says, I am River, I am not a Grace, but I'll do anything to become one. And so I guess they're set in like a school, and then something's magical. Ooh, and look at these chapter things here. It's got little stars on it. Yeah, so I don't know. I just picked up a couple that I thought would be really fun to read, and it's gonna be a challenge for myself to read 5 books in like 3 weeks, I think was how much time I had left. I have to return them on June 13th, and right now it's the 23rd of May. Like 3 weeks-ish, yeah. So thank you guys so much for watching this book haul, book review of the Uninvited series, and book haul of library books. If you guys like these videos, let me know below. I really like to read, and I like showing people what I read, and then I like watching booktubers do their thing, so I thought it would be fun to do my own thing of books. yeah, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Leave all your questions below in the comments. If you guys want me to do book reviews on these books, please let me know. I totally will. I'm really excited. I'm gonna end this video and then go start one of them. I'm not sure which one I'm gonna read yet first. I don't know, but it will be a surprise for both of us. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. See you next time. Bye.